I want to start with a $20 million story. It's the day that we lost that deal. Picture this, a Microsoft conference room, 14 executives, a digital transformation solution that we have been working on for months. The tech stack, I mean, it is best in class. And the ROI for the customer, it's bulletproof. And the CIO looked across the table and said, we don't trust you people to care about us. You people, even saying it right now, I get chills. Because somewhere along the line, we stopped being humans working with humans. We became you people working with those people. And that disconnect cost us $20 million. Not our best order, for sure. So I want to share with you, and if you can't hear me, let me know. I will stay right here because I have a feeling that's it. Okay, all right. You know, 20 years in the technology industry has taught me something over and over and over again. And that is this. Every business decision is a trust decision. Every innovation is a relationship vote. And every strategic initiative flows through connection. But here is what's happening in organizations. And many of us don't even know that this is occurring. It's what I call relational bankruptcy. And for many of us, it's happening at scale. And leaders, many don't even know how to spot it. And it's costing us. It's costing us speed, opportunities, revenue. AI is a commodity. It's becoming commoditized, and we know it. But connection and trust, that is the moat. Okay, so I normally go through the currency of connection framework with leaders, and generally this is a 1-hour keynote, but we've got 15 minutes. So I'm not going to keep you here for 1 hour. But what I want to do instead is take this framework and I want to give you tools. I want to share with you how to spot relational bankruptcy when you're vetting founders and startups, in your own organizations as well, when you're vetting partnerships as well, right? And we're going to get into the tools and the tactics to really spot it before you invest your hard-earned money, millions, and really before you even lose millions. Because here's the truth. Most leaders don't even know they're bankrupt until that deal is lost, until the team walks out of the door, and until the project fails. Okay. Let me show you what relational bankruptcy looks like and what it takes to fix it. You know, after I lost that deal, okay, so what's at stake here? Did you know that 70% of AI projects have a failure rate, 70% failure rate? I just read this morning a new report. Did you know fintechs, 42% are just scrapping their AI projects right now, just walking away. That is a lot of trust erosion. Internally, inside the organization, with customers, partners, and quite frankly, shareholders, stakeholders. That is massive trust erosion. You know, if customers, if partners, if even founders solved for the trust problem, they would see greater productivity. But right now they're not. Productivity is lower. What used to take 9 and 10 months is now taking more time. That is expensive. And if we solve for the trust problem, we will see greater returns. Okay. So we had a choice to make with our now no longer customer, because they went with the competitor. We had a choice. We could walk away, which, that is an option. Or we can stay engaged and remain human. Our team decided to stay human. And this is what we did. We made connections, not with our teams, not with our subject matter experts, but industry leaders. We made those connections. We sent research and gave them insights that they did not have. And we decided to just show up as people, right? Versus vendors. Many in the organization, they asked us, and me in particular, why are we doing this? They chose our competitor, like we're wasting our time. And, we decided, and those are fair questions, right? It's fair. But we knew something. We knew something that most didn't. We knew we needed to build the trust infrastructure because it wasn't there. So we knew we needed to build it. And so when you build infrastructure, when do you build it? You build it before the traffic comes. You build it to meet the future need. And so we needed to create that trust layer and foundation. And that's what we did. Now, here's what I see. I see companies that avoid bankruptcy, and many of them are doing it at scale. So Beehive, the CEO at Beehive, what is he doing? Anyone following him? He's sharing his ARR, their ARR publicly, something a venture-backed company would never think of doing, but he is doing it. He's building in public, and he's asking others to hold him accountable. He's also using his own tech stack. He has his own newsletter on Beehive, right? He's got his own, so he's building through transparency, and he is also drinking his own champagne. How many of us are doing that? And, let's talk about Salesforce, right? My alma mater, right? How many of you have attended Dreamforce? Raise your hands if you've attended a Dreamforce. Marcelo, you, okay, not a lot. Well, have you heard of Dreamforce? Okay, many of you have heard of Dreamforce. So it's a sight to be seen. This is what happens. Picture it. 100,000 of your best friends, customers, partners, investors, celebrities, shareholders, and stakeholders swarming on San Francisco. And what do you see all over? Do you see the executives giving the majority of the presentations and leading them? No, Marcelo knows, right? He's shaking his head. No. Who's up front? The customers. The customers are leading the keynotes. The customers are leading the breakout sessions. The customers are teaching other customers. In fact, they don't even call their customers customers. What do they call them? Trailblazers. Why? Because they're building a community and a movement. That's what they're doing. That is the trust foundation. And let's talk about Sunny, who, they're going to join us today and give us an update. And Sunny's also my first investment. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Sunny. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, we'll see after the update. So, but look at Sunny. How are they building trust with customers? They are going on social and they're showing up human. Humans buying from other humans. This is the new way. When AI is a commodity, what do we have left? Human connection and trust. And here is the thing, we used to have a saying at Microsoft, every company is a tech company. Every company is a tech company. That's what we used to say, right? It doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter if you're a hospital, healthcare, right? FinTech, doesn't matter. Every company is a tech company. Well, right now, every company is an AI company. Every single one, right? And so it's becoming ubiquitous. We all have the same tools. OpenAI, Lovable, Claude, now Gemini 3, right? We all have the same tools. You can spin up an MVP over a weekend, no problem. So the companies that it's the relational currency that's built. It's the trust that is built with customers, partners, stakeholders, shareholders. Those are the companies that separate the companies that are bankrupt and operating in relational bankruptcy from operating in relational currency. Okay. So we get the call. And honestly, it was a surprise. And the conversation goes a little bit like this. We need to talk. The deployment is not going well. And you're the only vendor that we trust. So we won that deal. We won that deal. So we saved the year. The quarter did not go well, but we saved the year. We won it. Why? Not because our solution was better. It was an apt competitor. Not because we discounted either. Because we built that infrastructure when we had nothing else to gain. We built the trust foundation and the trust layer. Okay. So here is a question that no one's asking, right? How much trust have you built in your organizations? How much trust is there before you execute your strategy? We're optimizing for efficiency, but are we optimizing for trust? I want you to think about that as we go through these questions. These are questions that you can insert into your next conversation as you're vetting founders today, as you're vetting partnerships, and even in your own organizations. This is how you diagnose and test for trust. So ask yourself. Ask yourself and ask them. Tell me a time that your organization where trust collapsed, and what did you do? How did you solve for it? What is your process? Test for crisis leadership. Test for cross-functional trust. What happens when there's a conflict between different groups in your organization? The product team is having a conflict with the sales team. The sales team is getting feedback from customers. How do you resolve that? And test for the exit. Can I speak with someone who has left your organization? Can I speak with them? The leaders, executives, partners, startup founders, who embrace these questions, they have built the trust foundation. They are operating in relational currency and not bankruptcy. But those that are uncomfortable, perhaps even defensive, don't welcome that transparency. They are operating in bankruptcy. And that is a red flag. This is about you ensuring that you are making the right investments, whether in your own organizations or in the startups that we are going to view today and then moving forward. Now, let's look at what relational bankruptcy looks like in sort of the real world, right? It's the founder who changes the strategy and announces it on the Slack channel. I see someone squinting, right? Yeah. It's the organization that's having multiple meetings and sharing the same context, wasting valuable resources and time because they're not discussing and meeting and doing the work outside of those calls. And it's when the sales organization, they've solved a customer problem, but they haven't shared that with the product team. They haven't shared that with customer success. That is opportunity gaps. So it's not just inefficient, it is also expensive, and it's killing adoption. All right, here is what no one in tech wants to admit. Everyone thinks that AI is a technology race. It's not. It's a trust race. AI is now a commodity, and human connection is really the only competitive advantage in this increasingly loud and very much busy landscape. It's becoming the new moat. Every company will have AI and deploy AI. This is table stakes. These are table stakes. But a customer movement, that's rare. Leading with transparency, that is rare. And building a cult-like following, humans selling to humans, that is even rare. Connection, it's not a soft skill. It is becoming our only strategic advantage. And companies who are building that trust infrastructure and layer, they won't just survive. They'll dominate markets. I want you to think about that as you're vetting companies today. So I'm going to leave you with this. Can you spot relational bankruptcy in a founder, in a startup? Can you spot it in a partnership deal when you're negotiating a partnership? Can you spot it? Can you spot it in a CEO? And can you spot it in your own organizations? Can you see the red flags? If you can, this is a good thing. You yourself are operating with relational currency. And those who are not, that is your opportunity to walk away. Oops, sorry, no, we're not closing yet. Not yet, sorry, I'm going too fast. It's hard when you have a clicker in this and they're not connected, but it's all good. I want to leave you with this. Grow trust. It is the only moat. Scale your impact and the impact of others, and lead with connection. In the age of AI, trust is not just your competitive advantage. It's the only advantage that compounds. And now, thank you all.